My name is Brian Outlaw, but wait, you already knew that. Anyways, welcome to RCW, Ravage Championship Wrestling, where compelling storylines and the bullshit of WWE doesn't exist. Welcome to wrestling that you care about, wrestling that you'll be entertained by, wrestling without the bullshit. Well, Bossman's telling me to watch my language, so anyways, enjoy the show, and hey, don't look at my sisters the wrong way, otherwise you will get a guilty verdict too. Anyways, enjoy the show, grab a snack, grab your girl, oh wait, I have her. I'm just kidding, enjoy the show.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of RCW. So we are at the RCW Breakout PPV here in San Diego, California. So I'm excited to do this finally. I've been working on a few things off stream in regards to, my YouTube videos and obviously my book that I've been working on for a while now that I have decided to do. It is my first time actually writing a book. I've been writing storylines and take our girls now. That's funny. Anyways, I'm excited to have all you guys here. For the first match, we have the RCW Tag Team Championships on the line, with the Young Bucks, the RCW Tag Team Champions, taking on Gallows and Anderson in a tables, ladders, and chairs tag match. Meaning that the only way to win is to grab the titles above the ring. So this is going to be a little bit different, as we haven't had a TLC tag match in a long time on RCW. I can't even remember the last time we had one, but we did. I'm sorry that the meme will never die. Yeah, TOS, yeah. Again, I apologize for that emotional unicorn. That was my fault. I didn't think that you were going to get anything for that, but you know how the internet is. Anyways. I'm really excited to announce to you guys that I've thought of an idea, not for RCW, specifically, but for content on my YouTube channel. So, Sakite, one of my friends, he had came to me with this idea, like some sort of schedule, not a streaming schedule because we already have that, but a sort of uploading schedule so that I keep the content flowing on my YouTube channel, but at the same time I'm not overloading myself. I'm not like forcing myself to record because I don't have content or whatever. So what I thought about doing was recording multiple videos and just editing them ahead of time and keeping them in my folder on my computer ready to upload, and then uploading them on days that I don't stream. So they'll be uploaded on like Wednesday, or let's see, what's another day that I don't stream? Monday, or during the weekend. Because I usually don't stream on those days. Not every day will a video be uploaded, but just on the days that I don't stream, if I have a video ready and I have it all there, then I will upload one of the videos on one of the days that I don't stream, so you guys have content to watch, just to have content to watch. without me having to stream, because otherwise you guys either don't have content or you guys just don't know when I'm gonna upload. There are YouTube notifications that when I upload, you guys get a notification on your phone, but like Twitch notifications, those don't always go out, meaning that people don't always receive them, or they receive them like 5 minutes late when somebody starts streaming. Because I've had that affect me before, where I follow pretty much almost everybody has notifications on, only the ones that I like really care to watch over and over. But I've noticed that a lot of people haven't gotten notifications, that Twitch is kind of funky with getting notifications out to people, and I just love having content for you guys, and that way that I can record stuff and have stuff edited, because that's what takes the longest, and then have stuff ready to go. CJ, what's up, man? I'm excited to, sort of have that schedule and sort of have that plan, I guess, because editing and everything else takes the longest time to do. It takes forever to do. And it's one of those things that I have fun doing, but I also hate it at the same time, because, when I can't get a proper edit, or if something's taking me forever to edit, like, I'm just like, I want this to be done so I can get it done, so I can have it saved in my folder, so I can upload it and have it be just done and over with. But that doesn't necessarily mean I'm getting burnt out. That just means that I just get irritated from having to edit. And if you're a content creator like me, no matter how small or big you are, any content creator, especially those who content create on YouTube, they will tell you, like, some of your favorite YouTubers will tell you that editing is a pain in the ass, and that's what takes the longest. So, cutting out this stuff, cutting out this, and making sure that this is all squared away, like, all of that takes forever. So hopefully with that schedule in mind, I will be just better off, and you guys will have better content, or you guys will just have a little bit more of an idea of when is he gonna upload his next video, when is he gonna upload the My Career Universe mode or anything. Like, if it's a small video that doesn't take too long to edit, I can probably have that out quicker. Like that promo video I did for Brian Outlaw for the Outlaw World Tour, where he had the TNT Championship. That was 47 seconds long, so that didn't take too long to render and edit and everything else. So hopefully though, with that schedule, I should be better off, and I should get videos out quicker to all of you. So with that being said, let's get on to our first match. The Young Bucks and Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson for the RCW Tag Team titles. Let's get this underway here. So we are here with the Young Bucks and Gallows and Anderson. I keep forgetting this is 2K20, and I keep pressing RT to reversal. I've been going back and forth between the two games, and it's difficult. I really wish they would just have kept the controls, but you know how it is. That's one of the things I want them to put in the next game, is to be able to switch between those controls. So if people like the 2K20 controls, they can have those, and if people like the 2K19 ones, they can have those. So hopefully they do something with that. It's Luke Gallows taking control of this match here. Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows just going ham here on Matt Jackson of the Young Bucks. But remember, no pinfalls, no submissions. They must gain the titles hanging above the ring there, climbing up the ladder to do so. It's Matt Jackson with the springboard drop kick there to Luke Gallows, and now Luke Gallows is down on the outside here is Nick Jackson. Able to make his way into the ring here. Now he looks like he's going after the ladder here. Possibly, but he sees Luke Gallows there. And Luke Gallows throwing Nick Jackson. Oh, and a knee right to the midsection of Luke Gallows here. Oh, tried for a cutter, but Luke Gallows though with a backbreaker. Oh no, a side slam, excuse me. By Luke Gallows there, and Luke Gallows now grabbing that ladder. But he decides to put it down and go after Nick Jackson. I don't know how wise that was. He could have just had the ladder inside the ring. And now Carl Anderson taunting away and gets the big boot there. It's Matt Jackson. I don't know what the hell he's doing. I don't know what the hell he's doing, but he's just walking around on the ladder like a doofus right now. And Carl Anderson takes advantage of that, but Matt Jackson tried for a super kick. Luke Gallows tried for the super kick there and got caught with it. Somehow Nick hitting his brother, trying to allow him to get with the program there. I hate it how they changed everything in this game. Everything in this game. They changed absolutely everything, from the way you set up the ladders to everything. It's just, I don't know why my alerts aren't working. I have no idea why. Hang on, I'll fix those. Why aren't you working? You should be working. You are not working, and that is a problem. We will fix those. Because I hate it when my alerts aren't doing what they're supposed to. I've had this same exact problem for a long time now, where my Streamlabs alerts just don't want to work at all. For whatever reason, they just don't want to work. They don't feel like working. I think I may have to do the same thing that I did before, and that is just get rid of them and then re-add them, I think. Because that's what I did before. I got rid of them and I re-added them, and then it worked again. So let me try and do that. I apologize for that, because I hate it when my alerts don't work. Okay, here we go. Okay, game. Alright, OBS. Stop it. Oh, come on. Come on, OBS, please. Thank you. I want to make it big enough so I can see it. And then I want to do this real quick. Okay, there we go. Real quick, I want to do this. There we go. Let's see if I can I play that alert again? Or will it not do it? No, it won't do it. I don't know why. I don't know why, but hopefully they work now. Hopefully they work now. They should, because last time I re-added them again, it worked. So hopefully they do so. Hopefully they work. There we go. Gotta turn that down, geez. They should work now. I did watch AEW Double or Nothing, and that was freaking kick-ass. That absolutely just kicked ass. Like, that was a great pay-per-view. I had a watch party with a buddy of mine. He bought it, and then we watched it on Zoom together, and that was really fun. I really enjoyed that. I enjoyed it a lot more than I did Money in the Bank. So as Nick Jackson hits Luke Gallows here. Now Nick Jackson looking to set up the ladder. I don't know how smart that is, being in the position that it is in right now. Now setting it up in the middle of the ring, very wise there, as Carl Anderson gets back in the ring. Nick Jackson, no. Oh! Looks like Matt and Nick Jackson ended up having some issues, and Matt Jackson pushes down the ladder there, taking Luke Gallows out. Now setting it up again. As Nick Jackson with his Falcon Arrow there. Thank you for the bits, man. Who am I? I am Nick Jackson of the Young Bucks. Right now. The guy that's on top of the ladder. As Luke Gallows pushes Nick Jackson off of the ladder, and now Matt Jackson gets thrown out by Luke Gallows. Now this is very different compared to a normal tag team match. You have to get to the top of the ladder and climb up to the top and grab the titles from the top of the ring instead of from above the ring, instead of going for a pin count. So this is a totally different style than the Young Bucks are used to seeing here in RCW. However, in AEW, they're totally used to that, as Carl Anderson looking to grab the tag team titles, but Nick Jackson preventing that from happening, as Matt Jackson going up. And Luke Gallows in the electric chair and gets sent down. Uh-oh. What's Matt Jackson going for here? Matt Jackson with a suplex from the top of the ladder. Is Nick Jackson trying to take care of Luke Gallows here. And he gets him down for the time being. There's a super kick to Luke Gallows. And Luke Gallows is down for the count now. Luke Gallows is down. Trying to pick up the ladder, but it wouldn't pick up the ladder. What's up, Chance? I swear to God, I hate 2K20 sometimes. Because I always forget, like, I don't normally play the special style matches like this, like the frickin' ladder matches and all that. It's Nick Jackson looking up top the ladder here. I don't know what he's trying to do, but whatever it is. Realizing that the ladder isn't set up right, he goes down from the ladder. Matt Jackson, though, picking up the ladder. Luke Gallows getting up, and seems that Matt Jackson and Nick Jackson were going for the same thing. The two brothers going for the same thing. As Nick turns his attention to Carl Anderson now. on the outside, and Matt Jackson with a suplex to the outside. And this match is indeed awesome, as you can hear the crowd here. It's Carl Anderson, though, with a reversal and an inverted DDT onto Nick Jackson here. I'm going after Matt Jackson, and he gets dropped with a clothesline. As the big man, Luke Gallows, is all alone in the ring here. All alone, looking to set up the ladder. He's setting up the ladder here, but Nick Jackson almost tried for the super kick, but ends up getting thrown down there from the big man, Luke Gallows. So I don't know what Carl Anderson's planning to do here, but it seems that the Good Brothers, Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows, had this match here. Oh, what a kick to the side of the face. And Carl Anderson now taking control over Matt Jackson here. Seems that these guys know what they're doing, as Carl Anderson going up top looking to grab the titles, as he has the titles there. Now Matt realizing that Carl Anderson grabbing the titles, as he's going after Carl now. Now both brothers going after him. Both brothers going after him. Oh! Matt Jackson able to take him down, and now Luke Gallows taking Nick down from the ladder. And the ladder going down, I believe that was due to Matt Jackson running into it. Northern Lights there. Now Matt Jackson, what's he doing here? I think he's waiting. He waited a little bit too long. And now Matt Jackson taking advantage of Luke Gallows in the corner. As Nick Jackson looking to set up the ladder here. As he does, setting it up right in the middle of the ring. This is exactly what Nick needs to do here. As he's going up for the titles. Looking to win the titles. He's one rung away. One rung away. And Nick Jackson picks up the win for the Young Bucks, as the Young Bucks retain their titles. They allowed Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson to do some of the work for them, getting the titles a little bit loosened up from that rung up top of the ring there. And Nick Jackson and Matt Jackson of the Young Bucks retain their titles. That wasn't much trouble there for Nick to go up top there and to grab the titles. Let's look at that. They are tag team champions still. As Nick Jackson holds up that title. Take a quick screenshot of it. I can have it for the gallery, so I can edit the photo for the gallery. Is on my website, ProWrestlingGA.com. You have that website right there. There's the link right there. There is a special gallery that we like to use for special events like this, like pay-per-views and stuff. We have pictures of the superstars with titles and just a little bit of stuff to celebrate their most memorable moments, I guess. Most memorable moments from RCW, and we like to do that just to have a little bit of something extra as we move on to our next match. As we go over to the break screen real quick. As we move on to our next match, and I still have to fix this chat box, and I hate how it's all messed up. But I gotta fix it somehow. As we have a Falls Count Anywhere match between Sky Outlaw and Ariel. Now these two ladies have been at each other's throats for these past couple of weeks here, leading up to this pay-per-view. And now they are going to meet each other in the middle of the ring. And this time, falls count anywhere. It doesn't matter. They can go anywhere in this arena. Backstage, in the crowd, wherever. To battle this one out. So let's get to it real quick, folks. Sky Outlaw and Ariel. Falls count anywhere. Here we go. There's a big boot there to Ariel from Sky here. And a drop kick right off to start this one off. Now, this rivalry, I would think it began when Ariel and Sky met in a Ravage cage match. Which, in case you don't know what that match is, that is a special RCW cage match where you have to escape the cage under 5 minutes. And it took 3 restarts to crown a winner of that match, but Sky ended up winning that match after the 3rd restart. And Ariel wasn't too happy about that. It's a drop kick again. And as you can see, look at that RCW logo there. It's a little cut off on that side. But these ladies can go anywhere, as this is falls count anywhere, and the referee is having to keep track of these ladies. The referee is going to get a lot of exercise today. Ariel with the elbow drop right to the leg of Sky here. Now Sky likes to use her quickness in her matches here, as Sky says no to that, and a spinning heel kick there to Ariel here. And Ariel with the drop toe hold there. Takes Sky down for the time being here. And Sky with a reversal, as I believe Ariel was trying to go for that body slam, and look at that judo throw. And a drop kick to the back of Ariel here. And Sky already taking out the announce table here. She's probably going to set it up for something deadly here in the future. Oh, but an elbow here to Ariel. And Ariel just tossing her away. Trying to get some breathing room here as Sky is down for the moment. She gets back out to the outside, but Sky meets her with a famouser on the outside. And it seems that these two ladies are going to settle this outside the ring, and they can do that as it is a falls count anywhere, so they are able to do whatever they feel like. They are able to do whatever they feel like here, and oh, tossing her right into that barricade. As the crowd gets a good view here of this, and I'm pretty sure a few men in the crowd wouldn't mind getting a view here. That is not my point of view, by the way. That's just what I am observing right now, and judging by how some men are when it comes to Sky Outlaw, I wouldn't be surprised. She spends a lot of time getting ready for her matches in terms of makeup, so I wouldn't be surprised if a couple men decided to take a quick glance, as I usually like to say, as staring is very rude, but Ariel looking to get the pin here, and Sky with the kick out. Not even a 1 count though. Sky seems to know Ariel inside and out here. Oh, drop kick right into the steps. Right into the steps. Uh-oh. What's she going for here? A GTS! GTS, a go to sleep here on Ariel, looking to get the win here. 2! And Ariel with the kick out at 2.5. It's paying homage to one of her favorite wrestlers, CM Punk here. The GTS on the outside now, going back into the ring here. Oh, Sky with a double foot stomp, but Ariel gets out of the way there. And now Ariel tossing Sky back into the ring. We're finally going to get some in-ring action here. Another judo throw. Paige? She is not on the card tonight. Paige is not on the card tonight. And I'm pretty sure Sky doesn't want Paige out here, considering their history. Back in Season 2, when it was Sky and the Outlaws who turned their back on Paige, as Sky wanted the RCW Women's Championship from Paige, and she won that championship from Paige, and I believe it was a Hell in a Cell match way back in Season 2. So I doubt Sky wants Paige out here, considering their history. Even though that this is not a championship matchup, you know, as Luna Outlaw is the holder. Well, Paige is still technically here on the stream because of the sound commands, but I'm not gonna say where Paige is under TOS rules. I'm not gonna say where Paige is because I don't want to get in trouble here. I've already got in trouble once. I don't feel like doing it again. Also, we have a new sound command if you enter the command DRAW, that is D-R-A-W, draw. We have a new sound command thanks to Sami Callihan from Impact Wrestling. I was in his stream the other night and he basically told me that I didn't need to tell him how cool he is, even though he is a badass dude. And he's got such an ego, and I greatly appreciate that because I love him so much. I love Sami Callihan. It's Sky going for Sky's the Limit. The Sky's the Limit driver on Ariel, looking to get the victory here right in the middle of the ring, and Ariel with a kick out at 2.5. Ariel with the kick out at 2.5. Oh, but Ariel now. Ariel with an elbow. 2 elbows right to the face. And a kick to the midsection. They're trying to get out of it. Sky getting out of it. Like I said, these two ladies know each other very well. And it's been a back and forth contest here. As this match rolls on here. Oh, and a brain buster right to Sky there. A little bit of a lackluster cover, though, I have to admit. And now Sky going to the outside. This is where she shines here on the outside. Referee following them pretty quick as this is a false count anywhere match. That is the one problem we have with referees here. Sometimes they don't get with the program. As Sky is looking to do something pretty deadly here. Sky's got Ariel on the table and a spine buster through the announce table. Going right after the pin here. 2. And Ariel with a kick out at 2. Ariel with the kick out at 2. Ariel is still in this somehow. Now throwing Ariel back into the ring. I don't know how smart this is. But nonetheless, you know, I'm glad we're getting this kind of action here, and this is only our second match of the card. Still to come here tonight, we have our main event, a no-holds-barred match between Kevin Owens and Brian Outlaw, 2 former best friends, now bitter enemies for the RCW World Championship. Oh, now Ariel using those hands, the undead hands, the hands of the undead to hold Sky in place. As a Sister Abigail. I believe that was a Sister Abigail there. I glanced at it for a few seconds. And Sky throws Ariel into the steps. But Sky is looking to take this on the ramp. Onto the ramp here. And Ariel's not looking to have any of this. She wants this to be back in the ring as we have 2 camera angles here. As Ariel is running after Sky. She's got to get to Sky here if she wants to win. And it appears Sky wants to move this backstage. Sky wants to move this backstage here. And they could go anywhere. I said this is a false count anywhere match. So these ladies can go anywhere, wherever the hell they feel like. Backstage included. As we have less of the noise of the crowd here. As Ariel tried to hit her with the steel chair. Now look at all these weird camera angles here. Cameramen got to get it straight here. These two in the hallway and a chair shot right to the head of Ariel with Sky pulling up all the stops here and another chair shot. I don't know how safe that is. As apparently Becky Lynch is having an interview in the background. I don't know how wise that is. I don't know if they realize what's going on here. Oh, right on the concrete. Right on the concrete. Goes Ariel's face, goes Ariel's head first there. Now Sky picking up the shelves. That kind of looks like my nightstand in my room here. Oh, trying to hit her with the little nightstand. With the little 3 shelves, and Ariel takes that away from her. Ariel, though, with a DDT right onto the concrete floor. Right onto the concrete floor. And Sky is... I don't know if she's knocked out here or what's going on, but... she's got to be dazed after that. Ariel just... standing over her. I don't know, maybe just like an epic stare down. One of those, you know, epic stare downs that you see in the movies. I don't know. But these two going at it. Oh no. Oh no. Sky's got her up. Sky's the limit. Right on the concrete. Referee taking his sweet ass time to get over here. 1, 2. And Ariel with a kick out at 2.5. Ariel is still in this still. And now what is Sky looking to do here? Sky grabbing the chair. Sky grabbing the chair, setting it down. Possibly looking to open up the locker room area. But Sky's going to wait for Ariel to get up and is met with a chair shot again. She's met with a chair shot again as Sky's going into the locker room area. Maybe she just loves the good lighting in here. I don't know. Maybe it brings out the makeup that she has. I don't know what the plan is here. The referee's got to get in here. The referee has to get in here. I think he's still in the hallway. Oh, I think I know what Sky was going for. She was going for that spear possibly right into the TV monitor. And it appears that Sky's throwing her right into the locker. Right into the locker there. Uh-oh. Sky lifting her up, and another GTS! Another GTS. Referee finally making his way in here. 1, 2, 3, and Sky able to take Ariel out backstage here. She doesn't need the crowd. Sky was able to take her out here backstage. And I wonder if Ariel is injured from all of those chair shots and all of the punishment she took in this match. But Sky is your winner, folks, as we move on to the next match here, which should be the women's title match with Muna Outlaw and Ariel Rose. as we go over to the break screen real quick. Now, it was very surprising that Sky didn't want the crowd here, as she has a huge ego. She has a pretty big ego, as most of the Outlaws do. But I don't think any more than, I think Sky's ego is a lot bigger than Brian's ego. Judging by, the thing I said earlier with Sky, with all the lighting and the makeup and everything, and as it is now, Olivia Rose versus Luna Outlaw. Now, how did Olivia Rose get this opportunity? Well, Olivia Rose got the win over Luna Outlaw, and pretty much that was it. You know, when you get a win over the champion, that puts you in line for a title shot. And even though that Olivia Rose had lost to Asuka in her debut match, getting a win over the champion definitely has to boost your confidence. But you have to think, if Luna Outlaw walks out with the championship, does that derail the confidence of Olivia Rose? Who knows? We don't know what's going to happen yet. We have to wait and find out. Well, let's wait no longer, folks. Let's get to the match. Let's get to this match here. Olivia Rose and Luna Outlaw for the RCW Women's Championship. Here we go. And a big boot there to Olivia Rose, but Olivia Rose firing back, though. We are back here in sunny San Diego, California. Back in front of the crowd, even though that our last match ended backstage. Remember, this is an RCW, just an RCW normal match, so they have a count of 20 to get back in the ring, and Luna are throwing Olivia Rose back into the ring, getting my women mixed up here. We have a lot of women here in RCW, so sometimes I get a couple names mixed up, but that is okay. As Luna Outlaw with a reversal here. Now Olivia Rose with a reversal. Champion's advantage here, as there are countouts, but let me remind you that it is a count out of 20 and not a count out of 10, so Luna's got less time for that champion's advantage compared to the count of 10 as Olivia Rose gets thrown down. I want to boot right to the throat of Olivia Rose. Damn it! I keep messing up their names. I don't know what it is today. My mind is going everywhere today. My mind is like all over the place right now. I don't know, maybe I forgot to take my crazy pills this morning or something. I don't know. I have no idea. Oh, tried for a kick, but definitely missed that, not realizing where Olivia Rose was. As Olivia Rose resets the count here, trying for a snap suplex. Oh, but Olivia Rose with a small package, and that's not going to count, as it is not a false count anywhere match like our last match. It is. Pins only occur in the ring. Oh, that's got to definitely hurt the back of Luna Outlaw there, as Luna has had back and rib problems in the past. I don't know if Olivia Rose knows that, but she's taking advantage of it anyway. Oh, tossing her into the barricade here. Oh, now she goes back first into the barricade. But Olivia Rose going back and forth here. Count of 8. Tried for a blackout, but no. Count of 9. 10. Got a count of 10 here. Remember, it is a count of 20 under RCW rules here, and a kick to the midsection. These ladies can do whatever the hell they want here as long as it gets... I don't know if that's a rope break. Oh, it's a questionable one there, ref. Questionable one there, but nonetheless, we continue. Side Russian leg sweep from Luna here. Oh, and a huge reversal there from Olivia Rose, and a big boot. A big boot to the champion, now dragging her. Oh, the death triangle submission here. The triangle submission. But Luna, with her submission training, able to break out of that very quick in the power to get out of that predicament there. And a drop kick right to Olivia Rose. A drop kick right to Olivia Rose. Now an Irish whip into the corner. Oh, what a back elbow. And oh, what another boot there into the corner. The punishment that she is dealing out here. Oh, possibly tried for a pile driver, but a kick right to the side of the face. Luna gets up, though. Luna gets up a little bit dazed. But a couple of clotheslines and a kick right to the side of the face. As the champion is firing on all cylinders here, trying for a pile driver onto Olivia Rose. 1, 2, and Olivia Rose with a kick out at 2.5. Luna thought she had her there. Luna thought she had her. Irish whip to the corner again, but Olivia Rose turns the tables, turning the tables. Oh! Thought that was some sort of unfinished DDT there, but what a good move there from Olivia Rose, and just a 1 count there. Very wise to go for the pin, though. I like what she's thinking here. And a spine buster, a huge spine buster to the champion. As Olivia Rose just looking down at Luna Outlaw, realizing what this is for. This is for the RCW Women's Championship. As for some reason she's allowing Luna to get to her feet here, and that's met with a big boot. She should have taken advantage of it. She should have taken advantage with the champion being down. As Luna looking to get Olivia Rose to tap here with the Into the Shadows submission. Into the Shadows submission here on Olivia Rose. Looking to get her to tap as she has it locked in, and Olivia Rose has to tap just like that, and Luna Outlaw gets the win and retains her title just like that. Very quickly there is Luna able to get rid of Olivia Rose, and I don't know what Olivia was thinking there. Allowing the champion to get up to her feet. That was not a good decision. And that ended up costing her here. But this means, based on Sky's tweet that she had tweeted out a while back saying that they want to go at it again, that Sky wants to go at it with Luna Outlaw again, her sister again, for the title. That means that match is still in the cards in terms of, you know, it still can be booked, it still can happen, but who knows? Who knows? As Luna retains her title yet again. As we move on to our next match here. We go over to the break screen real quick. And our next match is Kenny Omega versus Seth Rollins in an Extreme Rules match. Now, these two have butted heads for quite some time here on RCW, but now this rivalry will come to an end here at Kenny Omega and Seth Rollins in an Extreme Rules match here. Now, in an Extreme Rules match, the rules are as follows. Weapons are legal. No countouts, no disqualifications. These two can beat the living hell out of each other, and they will indeed. It still makes me wonder why all the mind games, why all of this in the first place. But it all comes to an end here at RCW Breakout. Let's get this underway. So we have Kenny Omega and Seth Rollins Extreme Rules match. Here we go. And a V-trigger knee right off the bat here. Right off the bat. And another V-trigger. Another V-trigger knee. And just a 1 count here. Remember, this is an Extreme Rules match, folks. These guys could go anywhere. It's Kenny Omega, the best bout machine, looking for a chair. He's looking for a chair as he hits Seth Rollins on the back of the head with a chair. Taking a page out of Seth Rollins' playbook. With his time with the Authority in that other company, he's taking a page out of his playbook here. But Seth Rollins with the reversal. Seth Rollins and Kenny Omega throwing Seth Rollins face first into the ring post. And Seth Rollins is down right now, and the chair shots to the Beast Slayer, Seth Rollins. But Seth Rollins firing back with a couple punches and a drop kick right into the apron there, sending the back of Kenny Omega right into the apron. Now, Seth Rollins picking up the chair, now going back into the ring now. And now Seth Rollins using the chair on Kenny Omega. Seth Rollins with the chair shot, 1. And a kick out at 1. Man, these men hate each other right now. Seth Rollins with a rolling elbow. Seth Rollins with the knees right to the midsection of Kenny Omega. The knees right to the midsection of Kenny Omega. And these two are just beating the living hell out of each other to begin this matchup. And like I said, they can legally do so. Under Extreme Rules, anything can really happen. Weapons or not. Uh-oh, Kenny Omega with a powerbomb there to Seth Rollins. Oh, lifting him up again. Turns him around. V-trigger knee. V-trigger knee. Again to Seth Rollins. 1. And a count of 1. Another count of 1. It's Kenny Omega going after that chair. Missed with the chair shot the first time. Seth Rollins grabbing the chair and shoving it in the face of Kenny Omega. Seth Rollins with a teardrop suplex. And now Seth Rollins is fired up here. Seth now in the corner on Kenny Omega. Going for the cover again. It's Kenny Omega with a reversal, or with a kick out there. And now Seth Rollins going for a weapon of his own. Going for a weapon of mass destruction. A ladder. Very strange there. Going for a ladder. Maybe you can use that to dive off the ladder, but a super kick. Seth Rollins is met with a super kick right on the ladder. Kenny Omega kick out at 1. And now Seth Rollins is on the ladder here. On the ladder that he brought in. And Kenny Omega trying with a shot with a ladder. Oh no, but Seth Rollins rolling him up into a super kick of his own. Super kick of his own. 1. No. Kenny Omega kicks out. No rope breaks, no disqualifications. Nothing's gonna help him here. And a ripcord knee strike. A ripcord knee. 1, 2. And Kenny Omega with the kick out. Kenny Omega with a kick out at 2. Kenny Omega, the best bout machine, proving his worth here against Seth Rollins. It's these two again. Oh no, Seth Rollins with the moonsault, but he missed. He missed. Kenny Omega was a little too far away for him to land that moonsault. And now setting up the ladder in the corner. I wonder what Seth Rollins may be going for here. I wonder what Seth Rollins may be going for as he throws Kenny into the ladder. He's throwing Kenny into the ladder here. And a body slam right into the ladder, breaking the ladder. He broke the ladder with that body slam. I don't know how much oomph he got onto that. Oh, but tried for a super kick of his own here. Tried for a super kick. But Kenny Omega with a brain buster into a pin. 1. No. Seth Rollins with a kick out at 1. These two, it's just been a kick out after kick out. A kick out after kick out here. Oh, now he's looking to finish Seth Rollins. He's looking to finish Seth Rollins here with the one-winged angel. 1, 2. Seth Rollins kicked out of the one-winged angel. Seth Rollins kicked out of the one-winged angel with a 2 count. With a 2 count. Tried for a super kick and able to connect with it. I wasn't sure how far Seth Rollins was back there, but nonetheless, the Best Bout Machine connected with that super kick, and that elbow busted Seth wide open. But Seth Rollins still coherent enough to hit the Falcon Arrow on Kenny Omega. What a match this is, and Seth Rollins is fired up. Seth Rollins is fired up right now, as you can tell by that pounding of the chest there from Seth Rollins. Now Seth Rollins firing back with a sling blade to Kenny Omega. 1. And Kenny Omega with the kick out. Kenny Omega, though, springing up back to his feet. Springing up back to his feet. Kenny Omega, though, taking down Seth Rollins. Kenny Omega with a drop kick to Seth Rollins. And now Kenny is fired up now. Kenny is absolutely fired up right now. Both men fired up. Kenny Omega. Kenny. Snapdragon suplex into a bridge. 1, 2. Seth Rollins with a kick out at 2.5. Seth Rollins again kicking out. Seth Rollins. These two just beating the living hell out of each other. I don't know how the referee avoided that. That was weird. But oh, what a clothesline by Kenny Omega. As Seth Rollins rolling out to the outside, but Kenny Omega's not going to let him take a breather. Not going to let him take a breather. Very good. Oh, what a super kick. What a super kick to Seth Rollins. Oh, but Seth Rollins still somehow coherent after that one-winged angel and after that Snapdragon. That Snapdragon suplex, one of my favorite moves to see pulled off, especially from the Best Bout Machine, Kenny Omega. Now Kenny Omega, Kenny with a pile driver on the outside. A pile driver on the outside to Seth Rollins. This is absolute bonkers right now. Just the amount of punishment these two men are willing to dish out. And a super kick right into the barricade. And another super kick right into the barricade. My God. As Kenny Omega, the Best Bout Machine, goes over to where the announce tables are. And now Kenny Omega doing some redecorating here at RCW Breakout. And some more redecorating. Looks like we got some new announce tables thanks to our colleagues here at RCW. And another pile driver. My God. Maybe Kenny has learned from times that he's had with Seth Rollins. As he's got Seth Rollins, tried for the super kick right into the announce table. Seth Rollins with a kick right to the face. Seth Rollins taking advantage now. Seth Rollins lifting up Kenny now. Seth Rollins. Oh, but Kenny again. One step ahead. One step ahead of Seth Rollins. Turning him around. Snapdragon. Snapdragon suplex again. Snapdragon suplex again. And now Kenny gets thrown right into the ring post. Kenny got thrown right into the ring post. A little bit of deja vu, except Seth Rollins was the one to take that. Now what's Kenny going for here? What's Kenny going for here? Powerbomb! into a pin combination. 2. Oh, flipped it over. He flipped it over into a double Boston Crab there, but decided to let it go. I don't know how wise that was as Seth Rollins came back with a clothesline in the corner. Seth Rollins came back with a clothesline in the corner. Now front face lock. Kenny Omega getting out of that. Super kick again. Super kick again. And Seth Rollins somehow getting up from that super kick Michinoku driver there on Kenny Omega. And Seth Rollins is like, come on, you son of a bitch. Get back in the ring. Get back in the ring. And now these two are back on the outside, but Seth Rollins knows he's got to win it in the ring. Seth Rollins knows he's got to win it in the ring, so he dragged Kenny Omega. Kenny Omega wasn't ready for a curb stomp. 1, 2, 3, and Seth Rollins able to get the victory here over Kenny Omega. Kenny Omega a little too, getting a little bit too overzealous here, trying to, I don't know what he was trying to do there. I mean, I think he had this match won. I think he was just obsessed with trying to hurt Rollins or put him out for good here. And, you know, I think he might have been trying to put him through the table with a one-winged angel, but that came back to haunt him as Seth Rollins gets the victory here. The Monday Night Messiah, as he likes to call himself, gets the victory here against Kenny Omega. But what a match, folks. But let's move on. That is not the end of our show just yet. Let's move on to our next match here at RCW Breakout. As we go to the break screen, as we have the RCW Carnage Championship match between Darby Allin and Shawn Winters. Now, if you guys don't know the history between these two, well, let me fill you in. So, Darby Allin was the open challenger for Shawn Winters' Carnage Championship. And basically what happened was that Darby Allin was already in the ring. He was already in the ring. There was like a mystery to it. So Darby Allin was already in the ring. And Shawn Winters took a very uncharacteristic, I guess, bailout, if we're going to call it that, and took the victory via countout. And a lot of you guys were like, that's BS. That's BS to Darby Allin. He didn't deserve that. He deserves a match at the RCW pay-per-view, and he's getting one. He is getting one. So, that is pretty much where we are at right now, as Darby Allin will take on Shawn Winters for his RCW Carnage title. Let's get this underway. Here we go, Darby Allin and Shawn Winters. Oh, what a double foot stomp there. And now this may be a David and Goliath story, the classic David and Goliath story here. And this may be just it, as Darby Allin, in the last match he had with Shawn Winters, definitely proved his worth. He was throwing caution to the wind multiple times in the match. And, you know, he was just going absolutely ballistic on Shawn Winters here. And remember, this countout now is at a countout of 20, which that is one of the main reasons why we changed the rules here in RCW. We don't like matches to end in countouts. What is up, man? Good to have you in here. Appreciate you. We don't like matches to end in countouts at all, which is why we had changed the rule in which a match, if countouts do apply, we have a countout of 20. That gives more time for the superstars to get back in the ring. And a lot less, and also more time for the champions to get back in the ring, too. Yeah, I do play Universe. That is what you're seeing right now, my custom Universe RCW Ravage Championship Wrestling. We've been doing this show for about 2 years now. Almost 2 years. A year and a half. It'll be 2 years coming up this August. We've been doing this show since WWE 2K18. As Sean Winters there, using his strength to take down the challenger, and Darby Allin. But Darby Allin, though, trying to get out of this one. Again, this is for the RCW Carnage Championship. And again, we'd seen these two battle it out for the title before in an open challenge. And like I mentioned, Sean Winters got a little bit of a bailout with a count out. And we decided we're not going to let that happen tonight. That's why we have the rule change that we have. Countouts. Any match where countouts do apply will be a countout of 20 instead of a countout of 10. As Darby Allin quickly resetting the count. Realizing that he cannot win the title that way. As he throws Sean Winters face first into the ring post. What do you mean by write players? I mean, like, I write storylines, if that's what you mean. I pretty much do everything. I try to make this as real as possible. You know, so storylines matter, like past rivalries matter. You know, there's a lot of stuff that we do here at RCW that matter in terms of, you know, we reference a lot of stuff that happened in previous seasons. You know, so it basically functions as like a WWE Universe would, as Darby Allin going for the stunner here. The stunner on Sean Winters, looking to get the win here over the big man here. Count of 2 and Sean Winters with the kick out. Sean Winters with the kick out here. Now Sean Winters was able to get the victory over Randy Orton at RCW Rebirth, which gave him the title, in a double foot stomp here from Darby Allin. Oh, but a kick right to the face to Darby Allin, and now Sean Winters with the mounted punches here on Darby Allin. Now Sean Winters going up top. The big man going up top. And lands that there. Thank you, I appreciate that. Thank you, I really appreciate that. I put a lot of hard work into this show, and you know, in case you want to check out the other episodes, if you enjoy what you're seeing here and you want to like check out the other episodes, and you know, you don't have to, because every season is different. So it's not like linear, where, you know, kind of like The Walking Dead, where, you know, if you don't see one episode, you don't know what's going on. Like, there are new storylines every season, but the only reason why I suggest this is because a lot of the references that we make here on the show, you know, they have to deal with storylines that we've had in the past. And so, you know, when I mention that, some people may not understand because either they haven't watched it or whatever, for whatever reason. So, they're all on my YouTube channel. If you enter the command YT, the exclamation point YT, there's the link to my YouTube channel. It's also down in the panels, as well as the Twitch has this new like home screen, so you can click on the link with a YouTube icon that says YouTube. I also have a website. If you enter the command web, the website that I have, it's a ProWrestlingGamingAssociation.com, ProWrestlingGA.com, and that is a website in basically which pro wrestling gamers like myself, I have a lot of friends that I've made here on Twitch that have their own eFeds, have their own universes, and we want to make the wrestling, like, gaming franchise, especially with WWE 2K, more popular. You know, we want to make it more creative, more fun, and we want to help. I'm always open to helping people out, like, make their shows better, do You know, if it's video editing, if it's any suggestions that I can make, and trust me, they are constructive criticisms. I think I'd like to say that I give a pretty good job in terms of constructive criticism and how things go, and I like to just help people out. You know, I'm not saying that, you know, you need to do everything that I do, because as somebody once told me, imitation gets you nowhere, and it doesn't. I like people who get a little bit creative, you know, like if somebody decides to push Seth Rollins in a different way or something that I'd never seen before, I find that interesting. You know, I find that very interesting to you know, see how other people push other superstars, how other people create their universes, how other people create their own superstars. I like that, you know, I really like that, because, you know, it's different, you know, and I think with universe mode and how creative some people can get, like, it can make very good for creative content and, you know, good for content to watch, so I really enjoy that. And yes, this is a title match. This is for the RCW Carnage Championship, as Sean Winters, the guy in the black there, he is the current RCW Carnage Champion. That is our quote-unquote mid-card belt. As Darby Allin looking for the stunner again, but Sean Winters checks that kick and an uppercut there to Darby Allin. And now Darby Allin in a little bit of trouble here. And Sean Winters grabbing the leg of Darby Allin, now going for that armbar. Trying to get the man to tap out here. Is Darby Allin not allowing that to happen. And now Darby Allin on fire here with the quick strikes. Darby Allin on fire with the quick strikes here. And now with more quick kicks. He's got to do this. You know, most people think that size matters in wrestling, but it only does to a certain degree. But if you had seen the match that I had called with Darby Allin and Sean Winters before for an open challenge for this title, you would know that Darby Allin had Sean Winters beat. He had him beat, and Sean Winters decided to take the easy way out and just get a count out. But that doesn't seem to be happening here as Darby Allin hits the stunner. He hits the stunner on him right now. And now where is he taking the big man? Where is he taking him? I think I've seen this before. What's Darby doing? It can't be good here as Darby sends Sean Winters to the outside. My God, this man here, don't underestimate him for his size. This man is absolutely bonkers. I've seen him do the craziest shit in matches before, and now he's carrying that over. He is carrying that over. To RCW here. Now Sean Winters deciding to get back in the ring. Darby Allin there to meet him. Oh, but a dragon screw leg whip. Dragon screw leg whip here. Oh, but Darby Allin again. Getting out of the way of that. Now Darby. Darby taking down the big man. This is very wise here. Keep the big man grounded. I don't think Darby Allin can beat him in terms of strength, but if you can beat him in terms of quickness, and the quickness there, the huge quickness there from Darby Allin. Oh, but oh, what a kick to the face. I don't know how smart that was going after Sean Winters there on the outside. As the count begins. Uh-oh. Darby trying to go for those kicks again. But a drop kick right into the apron, sending Darby Allin back first into the apron. Now that is the hardest part of the ring. That is very damaging there. Is Darby Allin being smart here. Being very smart by throwing Sean Winters back into the ring. And now Sean Winters trying to work on that arm again. But Darby Allin keeps fighting. Darby Allin keeps fighting here, now going for that stunner again. On the big man here. Oh, but Shawn Winters with the reversal. These two men feeling each other out. The quickness of Darby Allin. Oh no, Darby Allin looking to get the big man to tap out here. Looking to get the big man to tap out, but he lets it go, knowing that Shawn Winters could easily break out of that submission. He lets that one go. He lets it go, and now Darby Allin. We've seen him do this before. I believe it was 4 times in the title match before. Darby Allin throwing caution to the wind as he gets Shawn Winters to stay down here on the outside. And this match is awesome as you hear the crowd here chant, "This is awesome." And I have to say, I damn well agree with them. What's Darby doing? Darby is calling up the champ to his feet. He's calling up the champ. And again, Darby Allin throwing absolutely everything he has for this championship. It would be a shame here if he can't walk out with it. But Darby Allin doing everything in his power that he can to walk out with this. It's Shawn Winters with a reversal. Now Shawn didn't do anything there. Shawn hesitated, and he got caught with another stunner. He got caught with another stunner. Oh, but Shawn though. Shawn picking him up. Shawn with it. Oh, a shot to the side and a slam there. A type of power slam. And Shawn Winters again going up top. Shawn Winters, oh my, what a splash. All of that weight coming down on Darby Allin. 1. No, Darby with the kick out. This man knows what he needs to do. This man knows. Oh! But looking to submit Darby Allin. Darby Allin in huge trouble here is Shawn Winters. Shawn Winters desperately trying to get the challenger to submit here. But Darby, again. You know, many would consider him the underdog here in this match. And rightfully so, but like I said, don't underestimate this kid. Do not underestimate him at all. Because you'll pay for it. As Darby Allin running in. Drop kick in the corner. The missile drop kick in the corner. The missile drop kick in the corner. Looking for the stunner again, but no. Shawn Winters with a reversal. Shawn Winters picking him up. Looking for the Falcon Arrow. But Darby Allin slipped out. Darby Allin slipped out and takes him down. Now Darby Allin proving everything here. Got him in a front face lock and an uppercut. Uppercut here. Now looking for the stunner again. Stunner! Again on Shawn Winters. But this man is tired. The reason why he has hit so many moves on this guy is this big man is hard to stay down here. It's very hard to get him to stay down as we are in a back and forth contest here. And a punch right to the face. And I think that busted Darby Allin wide open. But that doesn't matter as Darby Allin's going to keep going regardless. He's going to keep going. He's got to get him in the corner here. He's got to get him in the corner. Or he can do what he did. He can do what he did before. He's going to wait. He can do what he did before, and that's what he's going to do. He's going to do it again. Darby Allin going to throw caution to the wind again as he takes down Shawn Winters. He takes down the champion. He took him down again. And this is exactly what he needs to do as he throws Sean Winters back into the ring. Throwing him back into the ring. And now going for a cover. Going for a cover here on Sean. 1, 2, and Sean kicked out. Sean kicked out. I don't know how he did, but he did anyway. As he's in the corner here, trying to go for it, but Sean Winters knows. Sean Winters knows. And Sean Winters is bleeding. Look at that, he's bleeding. The side of his head. I believe that's his ear there. He is bleeding. And again, Sean Winters reversing. But these two refusing to go down here is Darby Allin again with the kicks. My God, we've seen Darby Allin blow out all the stops here. As he's trying to go for that stunner again. And he connects with it. But he's tired. He is absolutely winded right now, trying to catch his breath. Trying to catch his breath here. He knows exactly what he needs to do, but Sean Winters is preventing him from doing that as of now. Oh, but a kick to the midsection. He's got to get him in the corner, though. To finish this one off, he's got to get him in the corner. Darby Allin. Darby Allin looking to end this. Darby with a coffin drop elbow. The coffin drop. 1, 2, 3, and Darby Allin. Darby Allin is the new champion. Darby Allin is the new champion. My God. Darby Allin. This man did absolutely everything. We saw him do absolutely everything just like he did in his match before. No countout was gonna save you here, Sean. No countout was gonna save you here. This kid is something else. This kid is something else. As Darby Allin gains the RCW Carnage Championship. My God, Darby. What a match. Darby Allin. Darby Allin is the new RCW Carnage Champion, folks. This kid, like I said, this kid is something else. I wouldn't... My God, he had to learn something from his last match. We saw him in this match. He pulled out everything. Didn't matter what it was, the kid pulled out absolutely everything he could. Everything in his arsenal to win this matchup here. And that is exactly what we like to see here on RCW. We like to see guys pull out everything as we move on to our next match, as we go over to the break screen real quick. Oh, our next match, folks. A rivalry that has been brewing and getting even stronger as RCW has gone on. It is Keith Lee and Tommaso Ciampa in a Hell in a Cell match. Now, Keith Lee was the one to disqualify Randy Orton by going after Ciampa in that match. And these two met in a last man standing match at RCW Rebirth in which Ciampa... What's up, King Cobra? Good to have you in here, buddy. In which Ciampa had beaten Keith Lee in a last man standing match, but oh my, when I tell you, Keith Lee was not going down without a fight, and I guarantee that in this match, he is not going down without a fight either. So let's get this underway, folks. Let's get it going. Ciampa, Keith Lee, Hell in a Cell. Let's go. I will add the music in later when I edit this in. But Keith Lee, you will have to bask in his glory. And Ciampa's gonna have to bask in his glory as Keith Lee makes his way to the ring here. I have to say, you have to be pretty cool to rap your own entrance music, of course. As Keith Lee is looking to gain some confidence back after losing that last man standing match the last time Keith Lee and Ciampa met on pay-per-view. As Tommaso Ciampa makes his way out here, and the crowd, you can tell, the crowd doesn't really like him too much. Ciampa on his way out. Now Ciampa looking to get another victory over Keith Lee here, but I can assure you that Keith Lee is absolutely pissed off, and he is looking to just humiliate Ciampa here tonight. And I believe Ciampa's looking to do the same. I believe Ciampa's looking to do the same as Ciampa comes out here. But let's get this going, folks. Let's wait no longer. Hell in a Cell, Ciampa and Keith Lee. Let's go. And Keith Lee just runs over Ciampa to start this one off. And Keith Lee with the bear claws. No, Ciampa caught him with a kick. Ciampa caught him with a kick, and now Keith Lee just pushes him off of him. And Keith Lee definitely has the strength advantage. I would say is that jumping knee strike. That jumping knee strike did absolutely nothing to Keith Lee. Tried for the bear claw again. Drop kick perhaps, but no, Keith Lee is still up on his feet. It's going to take a lot more to take the big man down, and Ciampa's fighting back. Ciampa's fighting back. Remember, Hell in a Cell rules, no disqualifications. These men can do whatever they feel like. A knee right to the midsection. Oh, takes down Keith Lee. Keith Lee is down finally. Ciampa able to take him down. Now Ciampa going up top right away in that knee. That knee, and now covering him here, and only gets that one count. That one count. A rivalry has come down to this. Ciampa and Keith Lee. Oh my! Turning Keith Lee inside out here with that lariat. And Ciampa is gloating. Ciampa is absolutely gloating here. Oh, Ciampa with a DDT right back into the ring here. DDT right back into the ring. Oh, and a guillotine choke. A guillotine choke here on Keith Lee. Trying to get Keith Lee to tap out here early on in this match, but Keith Lee powering out of it, using his power advantage over Ciampa, trying to go for those bear claws. Oh, but look at that strike combination. But that didn't really do anything to Keith Lee. But Keith Lee gets taken down with that. Keith Lee with that arm drag. Oh, almost got Keith Lee. What is a story convo? Oh, okay, so for those of you that are new here, a story convo for that reward. Basically, I like to give out some really special rewards for those who stay in the stream, because you can earn channel points by following the channel, subbing to the channel, or for simply just being here. You don't necessarily have to be active in chat, although that can help you earn channel points. Basically, what a story convo is, it means that you and I, me, the creator of the show, one-on-one, we talk about storylines to set up for either the second half of the season of RCW or a storyline for your character. If you have an idea for your character, or you just think you have an idea for a storyline that would just be badass and really cool to see, or maybe a rivalry or whatever that you would like to see, maybe, you know, something like, I don't know, Keith Lee versus Roman Reigns or something, and you know, Keith Lee comes out and attacks Roman Reigns and ignites a rivalry. I mean, that's really basic, but, you know, something like that, you know, or just something that you would like to see. Basically, you just have a one-on-one conversation with me in Discord. We do it through, like, a voice call, just, you know, a normal Discord voice call. I call you or you call me, whatever happens. And, you know, we just have that, we have that one-on-one convo together. I actually have a sheet that I write storyline ideas down, and most of the time it's just bullet points. It's kind of just little bullet point ideas, and I kind of see how it plays out and kind of make it up as I go. But basically, that is you helping me make a really good storyline for a show. And I always like to have my viewers involved in any way, shape, or form, and I think I always take your guys' feedback into account and everything, but I always think it would be really cool to have somebody come up with a really cool storyline and use my creativeness, you know, because basically all these storylines that I've come up with and everything has been created by me. For the past 1.5 to 2 years of doing this show, the storylines have been created by me. I've had no help in making them. They've just been really creative, and a lot of people love how creative I've gotten with the storylines, even if it involves regular characters that are in the game, like the in-game roster and all that, and everything. And I want to give back to you guys and kind of make the universe more interactive. You know, a lot of people that I see, they do interactive universes where people choose the matches, and rather than have people do that, because I have planned storylines, out, and I want every match here on RCW to mean something. So, you know how the WWE has, like, jobber matches, where they have match card fillers, where, you know, the match may last, like, 5 seconds, or, you know, something stupid and ridiculous. Well, you know, I don't really like to have that. You know, I like certain matches end quickly, like we just had that Luna Outlaw match a couple matches ago that ended pretty quickly, but it, you know, Olivia Rose, in my opinion, she wasn't jobbed out. So I like to have every match mean something, and to add on to that, I like to have you guys, you know, make that happen. You know, like, yeah, I'm the creative person behind this. I'm the brains behind this operation, if you will. But I like to make it more interactive, and the best way that I can do that is by having one of you guys talk with me. And a lot of you guys love talking with me about wrestling and about your favorite storylines, whether it be AEW or, you know, I love talking storylines. I actually plan out storylines in my head, and you know, as a wrestling fan, you know, I would think, well, you know, if Brian Outlaw, which is my character that I've made in this, you know, he's a character that I've played, that I've cut promos with and everything for the past 2 years, 1.5 years, 2 years since this show has been going. And, you know, when I do that, I always think in my head when I see WWE TV, like when I see Bayley or when I see, you know, a person that I would like to work with, I always think, what would Brian Outlaw say to that person? You know, what would he do? And then, you know, I kind of make that come to life with the 2K games. You know, with editing, with my skills in video editing, my skills in audio editing, and I don't mean to, like, toot my own horn or anything. I don't claim to be the best content creator in the world by any means. I know that there's people that have been doing it a lot longer than me. There's a lot of people who have more subscribers on YouTube than me, or you know, more followers on Twitch than me, and that's cool. That's fine. But, like, I like to make compelling storylines. You know, I like to, you know, make it as real as, you know, a wrestling show could be. And I love what I've done in the past 2 years of making this show. And when I started it, when I originally started the show, like, that's why season 1 is so short, and I did it with 8 episodes, was because I told myself, is this something that I really want to do? And then once I made the Outlaw characters, who are based on, you know, heavily based on me and heavily based on my actual life, and And, like Sky, for example, Sky Outlaw, who you saw in this pay-per-view here, she dealt with domestic violence, which is something that I've dealt with personally as a victim of it. And, I put that on her as Keith Lee with a bask in his glory here, looking to get the win here over Ciampa and a kick out of 2. But I put that storyline on her because I felt like that was the only way that I could be comfortable enough with sharing it. With sharing my story, it is something that I've only told my actual therapist and other 2 or 3 people, 2 or 3 of my close friends about. But telling it through a character instead of myself, to me, was a lot easier. Because with, being a male victim, there's a lot of stigmas that, you come across, whether it's with mental illness or with anything. And I've noticed that because of that, it is very discouraging for any male victim that has dealt with mental illness or that has dealt with, something as controversial and something as touchy as domestic violence. It has caused them to be silent, because they're scared of being ridiculed by society because, this whole idea of, toxic masculinity and, what it means to be a man. It's like, quit being a wuss or, whatever. And so I wanted to, change that narrative. I wanted to use these characters in a way to change that narrative so that, people could essentially listen to not only my story, but encourage other male victims and encourage people just to share their hardships in life. I've had people come to me and I've had people say to me that they, that they can really feel what the outlaw characters are feeling and they can really, relate to them and it's caused them to be at some sort of peace or what have you, and that's what I like to hear. It's more than just wrestling for me. It is, it's more than just commentating the matches and creating good storylines. It's changing the lives of people, and that's what I've wanted to do through this. I wanted to give you guys entertainment, but I also want to make entertainment in a way, because when entertainment deals with mental illness and difficult issues, a lot of times Hollywood or entertainment or whatever you want to call it, they get it wrong. Meaning that they over-exaggerate it and they, give people the wrong idea of it. And, with Sky Outlaw, I wanted to give you guys a real, a real victim's side of the story. Versus something in Hollywood where they're going to glorify it or they're going to make it seem like they're going to stereotype it. Like, kind of like the Joker with mental illness, The Joker, especially with the Joaquin Phoenix version, like the Joker, that is a very over-exaggerated, Hollywood exaggerated version of, mental illness. And there are things that the movie gets right about it, and there's things that it gets wrong about it. But I feel like it's a good, starting point to get people to talk about it, because they see how real it is. There are certain parts of the movie where, the Joker, or Arthur himself, is hugely affected by it, and there are parts of that movie that get real, that actually, they don't seem over-exaggerated, like the way he feels, like, he doesn't have that support system, and when people with mental illness don't have that support system, who knows what's going to happen. So I like to, raise awareness of something that is touchy, but needs to be talked about. And that's why when I have these storyline convos with you guys and have these viewer storyline combos and I get your guys' feedback, I take that into account. And a lot of people have enjoyed the way that I've taken, you know, Luna's story with dealing, because she deals with mental illness, anxiety, and depression, two things that I deal with, and they enjoy the way I've taken the story. So, you know, that's pretty much what a storyline combo entails, is all of that. So I hope that explains it well enough for anybody that is new here. But I hope that explains it well enough, and hopefully we have the people that are new here to stay here for the long haul. I always love having new people come in and join the universe with us and have a lot of fun. It's now Keith Lee. Is looking to end this here. I'm gonna follow, can't sub. Also, wow, I like this idea. I create some viewer characters. You know, I used to do that for every viewer, but I stopped doing that because it takes a lot of time. The way I make my characters, like my Caulk characters, they're very realistic. Like I have a t-shirt store, which you can go down in the panels, or you can enter the command store in chat, and you can get access to the t-shirts. So some of the people, some of the created characters that I've either created myself or for viewers, they have their own t-shirts. And you could buy those t-shirts and rep them and wear them, send me screenshots of you wearing the t-shirt, whatever. You know, that's kind of, like I said, we kind of like to make the universe as real as possible. You know, and that's kind of what we do here. You know, like, I kind of like to think of us as like an alternate, like the AEW to WWE, even though that AEW is totally on a different level. But like, I like to think of us as like a wrestling alternative, just in a different way. Instead of being on TV, it's being on Twitch. I also do a Outlaw World Tour series where I take the Outlaws around the world from wrestling promotion to wrestling promotion. And that is a YouTube series that has been in the works for a very long time. And some of the episodes are on my YouTube, so if you want to check out some of that. And that is also made to be like the real life WWE counterpart. I didn't like the traditional My Career, you know, the story mode with Red and everybody. I like creating my own My Career, creating my own storylines like I do here in RCW. So I'd rather do that with Brian and Luna in the My Career universe modes instead of just doing the linear style. Oh, Ciampa gets thrown right into the cell here, and gets thrown right into the apron. And a super kick, no, Ciampa though. Ciampa with a huge punch to Keith Lee, and these two are going back and forth here on the outside. Barely any movement. Oh, and what a punch. What a punch. And these two just continuously going back and forth as Keith Lee is in the cell. Oh, back first into the cell. I don't know how long these walls are going to hold. Ciampa is walking in place here. Gotta love the game glitches, right? As Keith Lee is just down for the count for a moment, as he probably thought that Keith Lee was gonna stay back up. As Keith Lee's getting back up. And now these two are in the ring now again. And a bear claw, no. Keith Lee, oh my, just tossing Ciampa. Tossing him like a rag doll, and Ciampa gets thrown down. Ciampa gets thrown down and just sent into the turnbuckle. And Ciampa may have to do this once again like we all have to. Oh, but Ciampa Ciampa with a neck breaker. Ciampa rolling into the pin. 1, 2. Oh no. What's your YouTube channel name? Botch TV. Here, I'll give it to you. Hang on. Let me pause the... Here you go. There is my YouTube channel right there. Same as my Twitch. Also, feel free to check out my website here as well, as I'll have website exclusive content. It's kind of like the Netflix, but for my wrestling content. Every episode of RCW is on there. And also website exclusive series like The Dawning Behind the Mask, which goes behind the story in the backstory of Luna Outlaw here. Is Keith Lee looking to bask in his glory. 1, 2, 3, and Keith Lee finally getting the victory here over Ciampa here in Hell in a Cell. But like I was saying, that website right there, Pro Wrestling Gaming Association, kind of like what I was saying about my storyline combos, that is a way for you guys to not only make your content better, but to join a universe, no pun intended here because we're playing universe, but to join a universe of plenty content creators that are looking to surge the WWE 2K franchise or wrestling content creation. Doesn't necessarily have to be 2K. It can be the new Retromania wrestling game that's coming out in July, the Virtual Basement game that's coming out in 2021. Basically, wrestling content. We want to make wrestling content bigger, better, and more fun for people to watch. And basically what you'll find on there is you'll find a roster page full of our custom superstars and a little bit about them. You'll also find a gallery with photos of our superstars and quotes from our superstars as well. And you'll also find my podcast, the Angle Podcast, with my co-host Chaotic and Young Sin, or Sakite as he goes by now. And you will also find website exclusive series, so consider it Netflix. It gives you guys incentive for going to the website to watch the exclusive series. Basically, it'll be uploaded to YouTube, but it won't be available on YouTube. You guys will have to go onto the website to see it there. And the website is completely free. Like, there is no, like, $10 a month fee, or there is no reoccurring fee. You can view that content there. And we've been getting a lot of traffic on the website. I appreciate the amount of support for that. It costs about $100-something a year to run. So I appreciate with all the support and with all the money and all the work that's gone into it. It has been live since January 7th, I believe, of this year. And it has been in development since November of last year. So it constantly keeps getting better. We'll constantly have multiple content for you guys to watch on there. I'm very excited. You know, we'll have just a bunch of things for you guys. And on that website, you will find an email. It's called ProWrestlingGA@gmail.com. Here, I'll enter the command for you. It is the mail command right there. You can email me directly in that email, and please use that email. And please feel free to use it for almost anything. If you have an idea for content, and you know, maybe it's a collaboration idea, because Sakite and Young Sin, and Deftest Violator, 3 guys that I met through streaming, also have their own eFeds, and we're hosting this Survivor Series-like TV show where all of our shows, champion versus champion, and we're gonna have that happen, and we're working out all the kinks of that, and that's gonna be exciting. But if you have an idea for a collaboration or content or whatever, please email that email. I check that almost every day. I get notifications on my phone as well. So please do not hesitate to contact that email. Sakite has access to that email. I have access to that email. So whoever one of us gets to it first is whoever gets to it first. So, you know, definitely take advantage of that. And in which case, I'm just gonna plug my social media here. My social media is down in the Twitch home, as well as down in the panels as well. There's Instagram, Twitter, and everything else, but I like to have many different avenues for you guys to contact me. I know a lot of people don't like social media. They don't like the BS that comes with it. So that's why I created a Discord. The Discord is more controlled. You guys can join it. Here it is. There's the link. It should work for all of you. You guys can join the Discord and become a part of my community and talk with, Sakite, talk with Deftest Violator, guys that are in my Discord that I talked about, that also do their own e-feds. It is the best way to reach me off stream, and everything. So I appreciate all your kind and awesome support through the year and a half to almost 2 years of doing this show. This show is going nowhere, as we are going to continue it. Basically, in case you're new here, what we do is we do 2 pay-per-views a season, 20 episode season. We are in the 10th episode, which is why we have a breakout pay-per-view right now. And then we take a break. And that break is for you guys to catch up. So if this is your first time here and you guys want to see what led up to these matches, you guys can go back and watch the episodes leading up to this pay-per-view. And it gives you time for you guys to watch any of the episodes of RCW. And then we start back up again. And then we have go all the way up to episode 20, the last pay-per-view. And then we have a break again. And then you guys can watch that. And then that gives me enough time. And also, before we get on to our next match, I would like to say that I also do these things with, in addition to the storyline combos, I do these things after streams usually. Not all the time, but after streams I usually host feedback sessions. And what are those? So, feedback sessions are basically what they sound like. You guys can join the feedback voice channel in the Discord. It is in the Discord. It is marked feedback, and it's got a little speaker next to it. And you guys can join that voice channel, and that is for you guys to give your feedback on the episode of the show. Whether you've seen part of it or some or all of it, it gives you guys a chance to give your guys' feedback, your constructive criticisms, and everything. Like I said, I take all of this into account because I want to make the best wrestling content that I can and the most entertaining content. And so, I thank you guys so much for everything that you do. In case you guys want some, help, you can also contact me on Discord as well. But also, there are some videos on my YouTube channel, like how I make my promos, how I use cutscenes in WWE 2K. There are some tutorial videos on my channel that kind of teach you guys how to make your promos awesome. I can't teach you guys how to cut a promo specifically because everybody's character is different. The Brian Outlaw character is very different than, say, your character or whatever, but I made that because a lot of people have found interest in how things come together, and they want to know how I make the character come to life. And I can't teach you guys how to cut your own promos, but hopefully with some guidance there in using your video editing software, like the stuff that I do to edit my promos are basic. Like, you don't need to be an expert. You don't need to know your way around a video editing software to do a good promo. All it is basically recording footage, like a backstage wall or something, with 2 controllers, or however many you need, using the camera controls, the manual camera controls, using your capture card or your Xbox companion app if you don't have a capture card, using that, using OBS or your recording software, and using, Audacity or some audio recording software, and making, like, minor edits. And that's it. Like, it's... When you watch those videos, if you get a chance to watch those videos, it is very basic in terms of what I do. Like, I consider it very basic. Because I'm not very gifted at audio editing and video editing either. And some people think, oh, that's awesome. That's great video editing. But compared to what I see other people do, it is nothing compared to what I see other people do. So with that being said, hopefully you guys find some help in that. If you guys have any questions, please don't hesitate to message me on Discord, and I will try to help you the best of my ability. In terms of scripting a promo for you, I don't want to do that for you. Because it's your character, and you're the only one that knows how to talk like your character. So, for example, if somebody gave me a script as Brian Outlaw, like I would have to change it a little bit to make it sound like something that he would say. You know, because I script my own promos. Some of them are unscripted. Some of them are just right off the dome, unscripted. So, with that being said, I hope that those videos help you. And like I said, I'm willing to help out anybody that is having some trouble. So, please don't hesitate to message me on Discord and ask me questions if you need help. I'm willing to help you. As we move on to our next match here, which I believe should be our main event, let's move on to the break screen real quick. As we have the RCW World Championship on the line here, as Brian Outlaw, the RCW World Champion, is taking on his former best friend, now turned foe, Kevin Owens. Now, Brian Outlaw did not do a promo leading up to this match. But he did a promo explaining why he attacked Kevin Owens. And I think it's only right if we show that promo real quick. So let me go to the website. And I want to show you guys this promo, because even though it's not a promo that was technically leading up to this match, it is a promo that addresses his attack on Kevin Owens, and it is a promo that took me forever to do, but it's possibly one of the best promos that I've done, in my opinion. And I've been playing this character for 2 years. So I'm going to switch over to the PC screen. You guys see that? Okay. Now I'm going to just pause the video real quick and make sure that it's in HD here. Let me just do this. And you guys can watch this as I mute myself for a minute here, so you guys can enjoy this.
All of you are probably wondering why I did what I did to Kevin Owens. Truth is, I don't answer to any of you. You don't sign my paychecks. The boss man does. I simply did what I had to do. KO had to be KO'd. It's just what had to be done. You see, as RCW World Champion, I always have a target on my back. And I simply eliminated a potential threat to said target. Get the picture? I mean, even you marks can understand that shit, right? I'm on top of the mountain, and it will stay that way. No deliberation necessary. No objection. Why? Because nobody, and I mean nobody, can touch me. Anybody that steps to me knows that no bond is gonna bail you out of this. This is no work. Oh no, this is real life. This is the real world, so better get used to it. If any of you have the balls to face me or to step to me in any way, you will suffer the same fate. DDT 1, 2, 3.
So that was the promo from Brian Outlaw that he cut on Kevin Owens explaining his attack, even though that he didn't give a promo leading up to this match. That's pretty much where we're at right now with Brian Outlaw and Kevin Owens. Is Brian Outlaw, I have to agree with him on that. Because when you have a championship, you have a target on your back. And that target is a big one. And that means that even your bestest of friends are going after your title. Like, when you are champion and somebody's in your way, friendships go out the window. And it seems to me that Brian Outlaw and Kevin Owens, that friendship has just sailed. So who is going to come out here as champion, as this is a no-holds-barred matchup for the RCW World Championship? So these two can beat the living hell out of each other, and I guarantee they are going to. Kevin Owens has a better reason to than Brian does, but let's get right to this match, folks. As Kevin Owens comes out first, the challenger, Kevin Owens. Fight Owens, fight, and he will fight anyone, and that includes his former best friend, Brian Outlaw. Now, I feel like leading up to this match, there was a match that was supposed to be friendly competition between these two men. And Brian Outlaw chose to attack Kevin Owens before that match took place. I believe it was during his entrance. And I'm surprised he's not doing that here. Oh, but Brian, speaking of that, I just said he wasn't going to do it. And he already did. He's attacking Kevin Owens before the match, and now the match is official. Like I said, not this match, but a match before was going to be friendly competition, a non-title contest. But now it's turned into this rivalry right now. And how did Kevin Owens get this opportunity? Well, I guess in two ways. One, he pinned Brian Outlaw in a tag team matchup. And two, Brian Outlaw had promised Kevin Owens that if he returned to RCW, he would get a title shot. As Brian is flexing right at the ref, right in the ref's face. Right in the ref's face is Kevin Owens. A little bit of glitch in the ropes there and a punch right to the face. Oh, and a drop kick. And so Brian was like, yeah, sure, I'll give you a title shot. Yeah, for sure, I'll give you a title shot. Like, no problem. And Brian, despite what people think about the Outlaws are not ones to back down from a challenge. They don't take, despite what you guys just saw there with Brian Outlaw getting a head start by attacking Kevin Owens, they don't take the easy way out. Meaning that they won't take a count out for a victory. They will do anything to win. But taking a count-out victory isn't something that they would do, as Brian grabs the kendo stick here. Now, Kevin using the kendo stick here against his former best friend. Now, Kevin using the kendo stick. And there's definitely going to be welts on his back after this. I really wish that was a thing in 2K20. I really hope that that's something that they add in frickin' like 2K22, and Brian using the kendo stick. Oh, and Kevin Owens again firing back with a kendo stick right to the midsection. And another shot with the kendo stick. My God. As he picks up Kevin Owens, throws him back into the ring, grabs that chair. Now going into the ring with that chair. Going into the ring with that chair and a chair shot. Oh, a chair shot, but he whiffed on it. And Kevin Owens. Well, they should. They should. Because if it happens on TV... they should have welts. Like, to me, if something happens on TV, if they're cool with something happening on TV... then they're cool with having something in a video game. Like, there's no reason why, like like women bleed now, and you know, the people bleed from the mouth or something, or people bleed from the nose. Like, there's no reason why they can't have that in the game. I don't think it's too severe at all. It's a video game, for God's sake. It's a wrestling game. You know, it's supposed to... If it's supposed to be simulation-based, it should have... You know, they put blood on the chair when somebody gets busted open, or they... You know, they... Like, it's the little things. I want, like, blood on the back. I want, like, scratch marks or something, or welts on the back from a kendo stick, or... You know, whatever, to kind of show that somebody's actually getting the crap beaten out of them. You know, like, if the whole point is to make it as realistic as possible, you know, because it is a simulation-based game, then they should do that then. That's just my opinion. I don't think it's too severe at all. I think it's just them being lazy. As Brian going up top, as he hooks the chair around the neck of Kevin Owens. And Brian Outlaw letting go of that chair onto Kevin Owens as he rolls out to the outside. And now getting back in. Now flexing on him in that elbow drop. Looking to retain the title here. 1, 2. And no. Brian again with a Hurricane Rana. Trying to keep the big man Kevin Owens down here. His former best friend now going for that elbow drop again. Into the pin count. What a disrespectful pin cover here, and a 2 count off of that. And a kick out. And now Brian looking to go for the guilty verdict here. This is an insult to Cody, as this is Crossroads. But it's a guilty verdict in Brian Outlaw's playbook. And Kevin Owens with the kick out at 2. He kicked out of the guilty verdict, and Brian Outlaw can't believe that. As usually people are mostly down for the count after that. Uh-oh. He's looking to ruin Kevin's career here. Putting it around the neck. Putting it around the neck, and that was a weird stomp glitch, chair glitch there. Oh, but Kevin Owens with a power bomb to Brian Outlaw. Now Kevin Owens looking to take over. And it has been all Brian Outlaw to this match up to this point, in the Miranouku driver there on the champion. Now Kevin Owens going up top. Kevin Owens going up top here. Kevin Owens with an elbow drop. He didn't even wait for Brian to roll over to sell that. He just went for it. Oh, but a kick to the midsection. Kick to the midsection there. Uh-oh. Brian caught him. Brian caught him into the guilty verdict again. Guilty verdict. No rope break under no holds barred rules. 2. And Kevin Owens again with the kick out. Kevin Owens got the shoulder up there. Kevin Owens got the shoulder up. And Brian looking to just punish his former best friend here with the chair. Chair shot after chair shot. Oh, but Kevin Owens firing back with a right hand. Kevin Owens firing back with a right hand. And now into a crossface. Into a crossface here. But Brian easily able to get out. I think... I love the simulation-based stuff. I love that stuff, but I love, like, you know, WWE All-Stars, and I love wrestling games just because it's a wrestling game, you know what I mean? I could care less, because, honestly, in this day and age, with Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and with the Series X coming out, and with the PS5 coming out, we don't have enough wrestling games. We don't. And, you know, a lot of people prefer the arcadey stuff over the simulation. I like the simulation just because of what I do here with RCW, what I do for my YouTube series. And I think there's a place for both. I think there's a place for both, like, arcadey-based games and simulation-based games. I'm just saying that, you know, some of the basic things Like, even special guest referee got taken out of the games. I don't know why. There's no reason why it should have been taken out. Like, so many things have been taken out of the wrestling games over the years, and I've never understood why. Like, because I Quit matches happen in real life. Hell in a... Buried Alive happened. IRL. Like, if the whole idea for these games is to simulate what you see on TV, make it as realistic to real life, then why are those matches taken out? Why? Why? Like, there's no reason why they should be taken out of the game. And there's also no reason why people can't bleed from different spots of their body if people do it in real life. If people bleed from the mouth, and I'm not asking for enormous amounts of blood. I'm asking for like 2K19 form of blood where, you get busted open on the mouth or you get busted open on your nose and you're just dripping blood. I'm not asking for like blood and guts, gore, Mortal Kombat sort of thing. Like, I'm asking just for simple shit. To me, I think it's simple. I don't to me, I don't think it's that hard to do something like that. Like all these people want GM mode back. All these people want this back, this back, this back. Well, to be honest with you, Universe mode is already GM mode in certain ways. You can add the salaries and the signing talents and GM mode aspects, like a draft. You can add that to Universe mode. You don't need a fully separate mode to add. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like over the years, Universe mode has been the most lackluster mode in terms of new features. There are a lot of people who play this mode, but they refuse to play it because of the fact that it's hasn't been given love at all. The only way to make Universe mode fun for some people is either the way I do it, in my opinion, or mods on PC. Yeah, creative finisher, creative finisher, like, to me, those things, why can't we have those things? Or, like, when it comes to create a story, like, why can't we have more interactive things for rivalries? Because what I've been noticing with rivalries in Universe mode, it's the same damn cutscene over and over and over again. It's, no different. And the highlight reel sucks. And one of the things that I want in the next game is to be able to create your own backstage area. If you're able to create your own arena, you should be able to create your own backstage area. I'm talking, like, those TVs, like, in the offices that say Raw on them? Why can't we add our own logo to that? Why can't I add the RCW logo to it? Why can't I do that? Why can't I, have separate areas where I can make the locker rooms look different or color the locker room lockers different or something like that? Like, to me, that's just an add-on to create an arena. Like, to me, I don't think it's that hard to put that in the game. Like I said, I feel like 2K is just being lazy. I feel like they're just being lazy. I don't feel like they're... Yeah, even go outside into parking lots and stuff like that. Like I said, I feel like they're just being freaking lazy. Like, I don't feel like they're doing anything. I just feel like they're just being lazy. Like, if you had those in previous games, explain to me why you can't have those in the modern day games. You wonder why people go back to SmackDown versus Raw. You wonder why people go back to, like, WWE All-Stars or these arcade games. It's because they were more fun and better to play. And I'm not saying 2K20 is terrible. Well, 2K20 is terrible in terms of the bugs and stuff that's gone out with it. But I've had fun with it. I've had fun with it. I've had fun creating this show for you guys. I've had fun with it. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying, like, can we just please add things to this game that, like, would make my content better? Yeah, exactly. Like, here comes the pain and SmackDown and Shut Your Mouth and SmackDown Just Bring It. Like, those were badass games. Those were awesome. Like, can I have those? Can we have a modern day version of that? Like, I don't care if you freaking remaster that. I'll take that. Remaster that shit. Like, please. Or make a game like that. That's why I'm excited for Virtual Basement's game. As Brian Outlaw looks for the 450 here on Kevin Owens. As he hooks the leg here, looking to retain his title. And Kevin Owens with a kick out at the last second at 2.9. Kevin Owens again going for that crossface. That rope is not going to help him here. That rope is not going to help him under no holds barred rules. It's not going to help him. But Kevin Owens grabbing Brian Outlaw here into a snap suplex. But I try to make do for what I have. You know, I try to make do with what I have with 2K20 and what I have with 2K19. I try to make do with it. You know what I mean? I try to make good content out of it anyway. As Kevin Owens doing a little bit of taunting to Brian Outlaw and a cannonball in the corner. Cannonball in the corner to the champion. 1, 2, and Brian Outlaw with the kick out. Brian Outlaw with the kick out. And now Kevin Owens sending the champion down. And Brian Outlaw realizing what's happening here. He decides to take a little bit of a breather, but he goes right after Kevin Owens. Right after Kevin Owens. Right after his former best friend and Kevin Owens. And now Brian's looking to do a little bit of redecorating here. Where you're in. Yeah, I remember that entrance. I remember that entrance. That entrance is badass. That entrance was funny as hell, and I loved it. I never used it, but I know what you're talking about. Like that. Like, why can't we have that shit in the game? And season mode in that game? Season mode in that game? Like the My Career version of it in that game was fun as hell. Apparently just throwing Brian into the apron, I guess. And now apparently turning around Kevin Owens and throwing him into the apron. But, you know, I mean, My Career even has gone downhill. Like, I don't like the story mode, which is why on my YouTube you will see that I've created my own version of My Career mode by, like, doing it through exhibition and adding cutscenes and doing video editing stuff. But people who aren't like a content creator who want to just do, because to me, like, in the My Career modern day versions, like with 2K20 and 2K like 19 with Buzz and all that, you're not telling your own story. You're telling the story of Buzz. Like, you're not really telling your own story, you know what I mean? And that's the whole purpose of frickin' that's the whole purpose of frickin' My Career mode, is to tell your own story as a wrestler. You know, so I do my promo skills, I get my promo skills, and I do what I do with Brian Outlaw with the promos and stuff and everything, and I do that, and I do video editing and make that entertaining. I have fun doing that because I'm telling my own story with my own character. I'm not telling my own story with Buzz. I just think it's dumb. I understand why some people like it. I kind of like the concept, though. I like the concept. But if they can do that, yeah, like, I mean, I did like the female aspect of it, but here's my biggest gripe with it. here's my biggest gripe with it. And I'm not gonna go on a rant about this. That's not my forte. I'm just saying that my biggest gripe with it was I was never attached to Red or Trey. Because one, Trey's a freaking idiot. And Red is just... I don't even know what to say about Red. Red is... Because I made Brian Outlaw, or no, I made Miles Anderson, who is one of my cause here in this universe, and I made Sky Outlaw. Because they're friends. They met in the MWE, which is a backstory. It's a sort of a backstory to the Outlaws. They met in there, and they were gonna follow the story of the My Career mode. But I was bored of it simply because Red does not sound like Sky at all. And Trey doesn't sound like Miles Anderson. So, basically, they don't, like, because Sky's personality, I mean, Red is kind of stuck up, right? You know, Red's kind of that stuck up, you know, get out of my face, sort of not giving a shit sort of thing. But at the same time, you know, that's Sky, but she's a lot harsher than that. You know, she's not like Red. You know, so if I were to do a My Career series on her, which I didn't, I did it on Luna Outlaw instead, because to me, Luna Outlaw has the deeper story. But I am doing a website exclusive series, which goes through her backstory, which goes through both Luna and Sky's backstory. So that should be exciting. But basically, my only biggest gripe with it, I loved it how they included the character. The female character. But my biggest gripe with it was that the characters themselves were boring. And if the whole point of wrestling is to become attached to a character, and is for the fans to like you or hate you, then honestly, like, especially with how creative I've gotten with the Outlaws, to me, it just didn't feel right for Sky to be that way. Like, Red is not a domestic violence victim. You know, Red, to me, does not come across as a former domestic violence victim dealing with trauma, whatever, kind of like Sky is. As Brian Outlaw is looking to end this one here as he props up Kevin Owens into the correction through the announce table. This is awesome indeed. As Brian again looking to drag Kevin Owens over to the other announce table. But Kevin Owens breaking out of that real quick. And these two just beating the living hell out of each other. Tried for a DDT perhaps, but no. No DDT today. As Brian again looking to send Kevin Owens over to this table here. Throwing him into the table again. Now looking to take him away. Looking to put him away here. He's got to get him back in the ring though, but he's going to try and put him away. Further punishment to Kevin Owens as a correction through the table again. And this match is pretty damn awesome. I will have to agree with them. As he throws Kevin Owens right into the ring post there. I don't know if that's what he meant to do. I think he meant to just take him back into the ring. And that's what he's trying to do. Drag Kevin Owens back into the ring here. He needs to win it here. Countouts aren't going to help him in this case. The multiple punches right to the face of Kevin Owens. Continuing to punch Kevin Owens as Kevin Owens is back in the ring now, and Brian Outlaw looks to get back in the ring as well. As Brian Outlaw is looking to finish this, even though he could have finished it before. He could have finished it long before. Looking for that patented jailbreak DDT. He loves to hit so much. Jailbreak DDT onto Kevin Owens to retain the title. 1, 2, and Kevin Owens somehow kicked out still. Kevin Owens somehow kicked out of his own best friend's move. Drop kick. And again, going up top. Bryan possibly has to go for it again. Now looking to go for it one more time here. Looking to set up for it. Jailbreak DDT, but he missed. He didn't connect all of that. I don't know how much he got all of that. I think Kevin Owens was a little bit too close. Now using the ropes for leverage. Completely legal here. 1, 2, 3, and Bryan Outlaw wins in a cheap. That's a cheap way to win. I'm trying to pronounce your name here in my head. Halax. Can you join? What do you mean? What do you mean join? You want your character in this universe? Is that what you mean? As Bryan Outlaw retains his title here in our main event. Okay, so first of all, are you on Xbox? Because that's what I'm on right now. So oh man. Oh, you're not on Xbox? Well, normally I usually would make characters for people who weren't on Xbox. But I don't normally do that anymore, unfortunately, because it just takes so much time. But you can still be a part of the universe, and I will tell you how, and simply, just coming here and being a part of the stream. Normally, like I said, I would create characters for, viewers that don't have Xbox. Normally, I would do so, but I usually don't do it anymore because it takes a lot of time, because I make custom logos. As you see the DDT logo there on Bryan's pants, and I take a lot of pride in making custom characters, custom movesets, entrance songs. I'll add any entrance song, because when I go back in and I edit this stream and I put it on YouTube after 24 hours, and when I go back in, I edit, the entrance themes in and all that good stuff. And so I usually don't do that anymore. Another reason why I don't do that is because I've had people in the past where I've made characters for them, they just don't come back, or for whatever reason, they get mad because they're not booked in a match, or they're not booked in a title run, or anything. And basically, for those of you that are new here, basically what I do is, when it comes to putting characters in storylines, I have storylines pre-written. So a lot of the stuff, it starts off as an idea, and then it kind of just grows into something, And I like every match to mean something, like I've mentioned before. I like every match to mean something. So, I'm not going to throw your guy in a match when he, when he has no storyline, or, what I mean? When people make their debut, I usually like to have them, sort of make a statement in some way, however they want to do it. I can talk to people about, their debuts and see if they like it. But most of the time, people like what I do with their characters anyway. I don't mean to brag, but you know, that's kind of what I'm known for here on the channel. Is making, you know, good, compelling storylines, and you know that's kind of how it works. Basically, what happened in the past is I spent 3 hours of a stream in the past making a character for somebody, and she wasn't getting booked, and this particular person just stopped coming around. She may have gotten mad, but little did she know she was booked in the biggest title run in this series. In this series, as long as it has been going, nobody has had a longer title run than her character. So I released her. I basically deleted her, and I was like, I'm not going to use you if you're not around. You know, there's no purpose, you know? And that's not to offend anybody. That's not to offend anybody. That's not to make me sound like a douche or a jackass or whatever. It's not meant to make me sound like that. But with all the work that I put into this, with all the storylines and everything that I do to put that makes this show what it is, like, I can't have wasted storylines or wasted spots. So, like, sometimes WWE will waste an opportunity on somebody. They'll push somebody to the moon to the point where they get a title shot, and they won't take advantage of it. And that's a problem. That's a waste of that person's time. That's a waste of that person's push or whatever, and I don't want to do that. Like, so I don't want to push somebody that is not, that, you know, when you're a part of this universe, you know, regardless if you have a wrestler in here or not, you guys are here to watch the matches unfold as much as I am. I know I'm playing them. I have the controller in my hand. But because it's the AI, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know. I may have an idea of who I want to win, and I may not. I never know. So I like to have you guys along here for the ride with me. Like, it would make no sense for me to make a character for somebody if they're never going to be around. Like, I understand that people can't make... I understand that, and with that, I mean, I understand that people can't show up all the time. And I'm not asking you to do that, right? I'm not asking you to do that. I have my own stuff. I can't show up to everyone else's stream all the time. I can't. I just can't. I'm one person. We're all one person, right? I can't do that. But I can tell you what I can do. I can show up, lurk ya. I can show up, lurk ya. I can do what I can do as one person. And, you know, when people stop showing up, like, out of anger because, you know, their character isn't getting booked, or they're like, oh, my character's never going to get booked, so I'm just going to stop showing up. Well, when people do that, what happens is, a lot of times, their character gets thrown into something good, and they miss it. And then, you know, it's just sad, because I want you guys to be a part of this universe as much as I am. You know, yes, I'm making the storylines. Yes, I'm making characters. Yes, I'm doing this. Yes, I'm doing that. But I love having your characters as part of the show, because I feel like what separates my show from the in-depth, well, I shouldn't say in-depth, but other universes and other eFeds is I have storylines. I use this app on my phone called Social Dummy, which you can create fake tweets, fake Snapchat, fake Facebook, fake everything. And I use that to further storylines. Like, make it seem like characters are tweeting from back and forth to each other. And you know, I actually use my real Twitter, my actual real Twitter, as part of the Brian Outlaw World Tour. It's part of the Outlaw World Tour. Because the Outlaws refer to me as Boss Man, because I'm the one that books them. So, you know, I add that in-depthness, that extra level. And I'm not bragging. I'm just saying that I like to take that step further in creating storylines. Because storylines circulate on social media. And this whole idea, Sammy Callahan said it best. People say that kayfabe is dead because they won't let people do their kayfabe. Because a lot of superstars, they'll use social media and they'll talk in their character lens, and that'll piss somebody off, that'll offend a wrestling fan, and they'll just be like, and the wrestler will be like, oh my god, it's just a character. I'm talking in my character. I'm not talking as, you know, like when Bayley, you know, just trashes everybody. You know, that's not that's not Pamela, that's not, you know, which is her real name. That's not the person. That's the character, you know? And a lot of people don't know how to separate that. And, you know, I like to bring back kayfabe in the sense that if Brian Outlaw is going to cut a promo on Kevin Owens, he damn well is going to cut a promo on Kevin Owens. And if he's going to call Cody Rhodes a bitch, he's going to do that. Like, that is what's going to happen. And, you know, that's the whole idea, is to make this universe as real as it is. And, you know, like, I'm sorry if this turned into, like, a rant. I'm just explaining to everybody that I put a lot of time and a lot of hard work in this, and I appreciate all of you who come here. I appreciate everyone who supports the show and who has followed and who has been followed since we've been doing this show. This show is 1.5 years old. Like, you don't understand that. This show is 1.5 years old. I could have stopped this a long time ago. But now, my book, which is going to be an autobiography, told through the Outlaw characters, so you guys are going to kind of see a behind-the-scenes stuff. So basically what's going to happen is the stuff that you've watched, seasons 1 through 6 of RCW, and the stuff that you guys watched through those seasons, you guys are going to kind of see a behind-the-scenes look at that. So you guys will see a lot of references in there, and, you know, it'll be awesome. Like, you guys will just see a lot of really cool references, and you guys will get to know me a little bit better because, believe it or not, the Outlaws play a significant role in my everyday life. Like, this isn't just a character that I play on TV. I think like Brian Outlaw almost all the time. You know, because the term outlaw, I like to describe it as, like, even though there is an actual meaning for it, in my eyes, in the outlaw character, the whole idea for the outlaw character came from CM Punk and came from Rosemary of Impact. And Paige, the wrestler, one of my favorite wrestlers of all time, hands down. And not just because she made sound commands for this stream. Not just because I've talked to her many, many times on her Twitch channel. Not just because of that. But because of the fact that she took her character and she revolutionized women's wrestling. And you can't deny that. Like, I've had people say that, oh, she hasn't done anything. Well, yeah, she has. Because, let's face it, there was nobody that was pale AF, okay? There was nobody that was pale AF and goth AF and emo AF that was a woman that was in wrestling. And I've always preferred women's wrestling over the men's because there's a stigma that surrounds women in wrestling. Like, if women don't look a certain way, or if women don't behave a certain way in wrestling. Basically, if women don't just stand there and look pretty, and obviously it has changed over time. Like, this is a totally different ideology. But back then, when women were just eye candy, and that was it. They were just the icing on the cake. And they only got 5-minute matches. They weren't main eventing. I was pissed off. Because I was like, these women do the same exact shit that men do every day, and they're not getting anything. And I believe that it was Impact, TNA, regardless of what you want to say about that started it. Because Rosemary was having, like, steel cage matches. Rosemary, to me, is one of the greatest women in wrestling ever. Okay? Like, what's up, Catboy? How you doing? She is one of the greatest women in wrestling ever. And I'm saying that not only because I am a little bit biased because I love Rosemary. I am great, Catboy. I am fantastic. I am making it through this quarantine, and I'm trying. I'm trying real hard, man. I'm trying real hard. But Rosemary, I've interacted with Rosemary multiple times. Multiple times. She actually streams too on Twitch. She's a streamer. But I love Rosemary, or Courtney Rush, as her other persona. Courtney streams on her channel. So Courtney and Rosemary are two different people. They're two different characters. She's basically the female Fiend of Bray Wyatt. Because Bray Wyatt and the Fiend are two different people. They're two different entities. And I hate it how WWE is like the Fiend Bray Wyatt. He is not the Fiend Bray Wyatt. He is the Fiend, a monster, a supernatural being. Like, and if that's how if that's how Bray Wyatt's kind of bringing him as, then refer to him as that. Don't call him Bray Wyatt. And there's 7 different versions of Rosemary for each 7 deadly Christian sin. Gluttony, wrath, pride. What's the other 2? Envy, which is jealousy. Can't remember. I'm a Christian and I should know this, but it's basically the 7 deadly sins. And her makeup is all different for all of them. And I love it. I love it because she's so involved in her character. Like, she's never out of it. Like, she's in character in her stream. She's in character in interviews. She's in character everywhere. And she is the main reason why Brian Outlaw exists. Aside from Paige, of course. Paige is the reason why Brian Outlaw exists. Because there wouldn't be Brian Outlaw if Paige didn't exist. Because the whole image of Brian Outlaw, because I've loved Paige ever since she signed to NXT back in 2011. And Paige is possibly she is just a straight up queen, okay? Hands down. Hands down. And the thing about Brian Outlaw and Paige is, if you guys go all the way back to season 2 of RCW, that is why Brian is in RCW, is because Paige brought him there. And wherever pretty women go, Brian Outlaw goes. Just like with me, if there's a female wrestler I can talk to, I'm going to. And with me and female wrestlers, here's something that you guys may not know about me if this is the first time you guys have been on stream, and that is this. Me with female wrestlers. I don't know if any of you saw the whole thing with Alexa Bliss and this freaking idiot on his podcast. But this guy made some very derogatory comments about Alexa Bliss. About her character. Like, to me, you can have an opinion without shitting on a person, okay? Like, you can have an opinion without shitting on a person. Like, if a character sucks, like me, I'm not a huge fan of Charlotte Flair. I think she's talented, but I have my reasons of not being a fan. I think that she's, just overpushed a little bit. That's not her fault. But that's it. I'm going to leave it at that. I'm not going to go online or post it, or this stream is not going to be just a roast on talent that I hate. I'm not going to do that because that's stupid and it's childish. And the number one thing I can't stand, and this is something that I feel like sharing because I believe that the wrestling community, the 2K community, the wrestling fandom, no matter how toxic it is, we should all just love wrestling, right? We all love wrestling. That's why you're here. Hello. You love wrestling, And the number one thing that makes me angry is as a female in the industry. As a female in the industry, for some reason, for some freaking stupid reason, they are subject to a ridiculous amount of idiots online. And that goes with pretty much any industry, but especially the wrestling industry. And it's stupid. You get creepy, thirsty guys, and then you get those people that are commenting on their appearance and the way that they look rather than the way that they wrestle. To me, you can make fun of somebody's character. You can say a person's character sucks, right? That's not their fault. Half the time, the reason why you think their character sucks is because of bad creative. It has nothing to do with them. Like, in WWE, their character is written for them. Like, their character is written for them. Like, if you think Baron Corbin sucks, I think it's... Then, blame frickin' WWE for that. Don't blame him. Like, to me, I think that, the king gimmick is kind of silly. I think he's a talented wrestler, and I just don't think that they're using him properly. But that's another thing. But I say this with my heart in the right place. And this isn't a threat. This is not a threat. I don't want to go against TOS or anything. But I'm telling you that if I catch anybody messing with female wrestlers, it's not going to be pretty. Because I stand up for them. And you can call me a simp, you can call me whatever you want, but it's not right. We're supposed to spread positivity. We're supposed to be thankful for these people that entertain us, that put their bodies on the line. At any moment, one wrong move, their career is over. Just ask Paige. Ask her, okay? Like, at 25 years old, she had to retire. 25. She wasn't done. She was far from done. But at 25 years old, she had to retire. That is heartbreaking, okay? And to me, as a male fan, and as the guy that I try to portray myself as, in the sense of, I just try to be a positive guy. I want this stream to be positive. I want it to be amazing. Like, I want it to be a place where people can, because you don't know what somebody's going through, right? You don't know what somebody's going through. Like, right now, you may be thinking terrible thoughts about yourself, and you may be thinking this, or maybe thinking that. I don't know what you guys are going through. I don't know, okay? And I have no right to know. And that's why I am a nice person to almost everybody that I meet. And that is the outlaw ideology. Is the reason why people say that you're a bad person, or people make fun of you, is because you don't fit in their box. You don't fit. And that's not a bad thing. And that's not a bad thing. I believe Paige can return too as well. I would love to see that. But just because you don't fit in somebody's box, or if somebody doesn't like you, thank you, Tony, for the lyric. I appreciate you. Just because somebody doesn't fit in a box that they put around you, or that they're trying to put around you, doesn't make you a terrible person. Don't ever think that you have to fit in somebody's freaking stupid box just to matter to somebody, because everyone matters to somebody, okay? And I can't stress that enough, especially after Hannah Camara passed away because of cyberbullying, okay? Like, that is a big problem. That is a big problem. And, you know, I like to have these talks for the end of the stream because it is something that needs to be talked about. It is something that needs to be brought up. That's kind of a reason I'm antisocial. I wouldn't characterize you as antisocial. I don't know you, King Cobra, but the term that I like to use is selectively social. Meaning that you're social, but you're social with a couple of people. Or you choose who you talk to. Everybody likes to categorize me as antisocial, but I'm talking to friends on Discord all the time. I'm talking to friends on Twitch all the time. I'm talking to you guys all the time in videos and streams. So to me, I'm being social. Being antisocial is completely cutting yourself off. Not talking to anybody in any way. And, you know, basically, when I say welcome to the Outlaw family, when you guys follow, and when you guys become a part of this community, I mean that. I mean it in a way where you guys... I have social anxiety. I know your pain, man. I have anxiety too, as myself. I struggle with that myself. In both situations. And, you know, when I say you guys are outlaws, that means you guys are yourselves. Right? I would hope. So just keep that in mind. You know, the next time you see, or the next time you see, you know, some bullcrap online, somebody getting bullied or somebody, you know, do something. Because you don't know how much that could help somebody. You don't know how much that could make somebody's day. You know, subbing to Paige's channel, you know, and all the clips that I get of her, you know, smiling and all the clips that I, you know, all the bits and everything that I send her on freaking Twitch. I do it. I know that she doesn't need my money. I know that she doesn't need subs, or she doesn't... Nobody needs subs, okay? Nobody needs any of this. Like, I don't ask you guys for bits. I don't ask for subs. I don't ask for anything. You guys don't need to do that. It warms my heart that people decide to do that. It warms my heart that people decide to come in and to chat. You know, but to see that smile on Paige's face every time I freaking give her bits, or every time, because she reads the comments. She reads the comments when she gets bits, and trust me, she gets a lot of them. And every time I've gifted like 20 subs to her channel, okay? Like, I spoil Paige, okay? Like, I'm not the only one who does that, but I'm willing to do it. Because there's things that she did for me when I was a teenager. Like, just entertaining me. Giving me something to look forward to when I got home from school. When I was dealing with all the bullcrap with the bullies, and I was dealing with all that bullshit. Like, she gave me something to look forward to. Same thing with Rosemary, same thing with Deonna Purrazzo, same thing with Allie, or the Bunny in AEW, same thing with all of those women. They gave me something to look forward to, so the least I could do is help them. If I can't help them physically, you're damn sure I will help them mentally on social media and stand up for them. I don't care. But being disrespectful has no place. No matter if it's online, no matter if it's in real life, or whatever. You might as well treat social media like real life, in a way. It is real life, and it's not at the same time. You know, so I know people have heard this many, many times, but if you wouldn't say it in real life, you shouldn't say it online either. You know, that is a rule that is a rule that I always follow by. And you know, to have any interaction with Rosemary or Deonna or frickin' Jody Thread or any of these wrestlers, like, is a privilege, in my opinion. I don't expect Rosemary to give a damn. I don't expect Paige to give a damn. But, you know, if I'm gonna be the reason that Paige continues to smile, then I will be. Because I don't know what's going on. Especially after everything that happened to her. I'm not gonna get into it because it's against TOS, but everything that has happened to her, I'm like, that breaks my heart. It breaks my heart. You know, that people go after a person just because of one mistake or just because of something stupid. You know, yeah, it was stupid, but, you know, she learned from it. She's not a bad person because of that thing. Because of it. Like, she's not. And, you know, I know that for a fact because she's donating money so that people can get food and during this pandemic, you know? So, bottom line is, as Stone Cold would say, the bottom line, and that's the bottom line, and the bottom line is that I thank every single one of you that come here all the time, or if it's your first time coming in, or, you know, anything that you guys do, I am greatly appreciative over. And, you know, just be kind to one another. It's not difficult. It's not difficult. The internet is full of douchebags. The internet's full of idiots. Like, it is very hard. It is very hard to look past those trolls, those stupid comments. Even no matter how many positive comments that you get. Like, I'm pretty sure a lot of wrestlers get positive comments. But then, that one negative comment just ruins their day. No matter how hard it is, try to look past it. Because that person, let me tell you, that person has got issues themselves, and they're looking to tear you down because they have issues of their own. It has nothing to do with you, and everything to do with them. So with that being said, thank you guys for listening to me. Thank you guys for listening to my to my TED Talk or whatever. I don't mean to lecture anybody, but I like to have these personable conversations with you guys, and I like to, you know, because sometimes I miss chat when I'm in the zone and I'm doing my commentary and I'm doing my thing, and I'd like to have these discussions with you guys because I believe that this gives you a platform to speak out. This gives you a platform to change the world, to change people's lives when you click that live button. And that's what I want to do. You know, I want to be a pro wrestler. Like, I wanted to be a pro wrestler, but a brain injury has prevented me from doing so. So, having you guys love the Outlaws, love the story as much as I do, I appreciate every single one of y'all. And I love every single one of them. And you guys are just absolutely amazing. And I thank you for everything that you do. So with that being said, thank you guys for joining me today. I promise that I will have this edited and up on the YouTube side of things as soon as possible. I have to wait 24 hours. So I will possibly just download it and then edit it, get that done, have it done. And you guys will have it available to you. In case you want to check out any of my other content. When am I streaming again? I stream Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. Usually at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We went a little early today at 1 o'clock. So that is usually when I stream again. But here are our last few things here. There is my Discord as well as my merch store. And also, here's my website here. So there are 3 things there. And my Discord, definitely consider joining it. It's not a requirement, of course. But I spend a lot of time in there, especially after streams. I spend quite a bit of time in there. I'll probably be in there after the stream today, so within a few minutes here, I might be in there. So feel free to join me in there. You can talk with me. We can talk about anything. Talk about wrestling. Talk about the show. Whatever. Don't be scared. I'm a very approachable person. I'd like to think of myself that way, so don't be terrified. The outlaw's not going to come out unless he has to. So don't be terrified about that. So feel free to join me in there after stream. I'm always in there. I'll be in the feedback channel, to get your guys' feedback on today's show. We'll be taking a little bit of a break from RCW, possibly. I may not have the second half ready yet, so keep an eye out for that. I may have, something different for you guys on Thursday when I stream again. So, I'll keep you guys updated on that. But for now, thank you guys for joining me. I appreciate all you. Again, if you want your character in the show, you can look down in the panels. There are a set of guidelines. Basically, I'll just run them down for you. Your character can not be unrealistic, meaning that a finisher in your movesets, a finisher like for every regular move. Your character cannot be over 95 overall. Also, you have to give me free creative control, meaning that whatever I do with your character is whatever I do with them. I promise they won't be like some jobber or some idiot, so I promise you that. And just be here to support your wrestler. I don't think that that's too much to ask for. You don't have to be here all the time, but even stopping in every once in a while, seeing what your wrestler's doing here and dominating here on the RCW roster, that's always good to see. So thank you guys so much for joining me here today. I plan to have some more YouTube content out for you guys as soon as possible. Thank you guys so much, and I will catch you guys on another stream. I will catch you all in the Discord as well. I'll be in there for a bit, so if you want to join me in there, I'll be there too. So thank you guys for joining me, and I will catch you guys on another stream.